bear with me. Is there echo? Yes. But am I audible on YouTube? Okay. I'm audible on YouTube, but there is an echo. Am I still audible on YouTube? Can you hear me on YouTube? As of now, yes. Okay, amazing. Not entirely sure what I did, but I'm glad it's working. All right. Okay, so let me really quickly set up my Azure account. Anybody else setting up their Azure account? Oh, so I have to say, I was very inspired by Krishna's build, and I was like, oh, I want it too. So adding it. I think that's the cool thing about doing the build labs with so many different people. Everyone has a different style, and then you learn from each other, and it kind of helps us grow, you know? Okay, I'm setting up my Azure account, putting in my address. So anybody else setting up their Azure account? I entered my address. Do I want to represent? No, I represent that I am the individual identified on this account. Yes. Do I want to receive information? No. And no to the sharing. Okay. It's loading. Oh, okay. Payment information. All right. So this is where we need to keep your eyes open as I enter all my credit card details, right? Okay, filling it out real quick. Uno momento. In the meantime, I'd love to know where you guys are joining from, and what is the last meal you had? What food did you have? Almost there. So even though I'm entering my credit card details, I won't be charged unless I go over the free limits. All right, I need to confirm that I have credit card is asking for confirmation. Yes, it is me. All right, then I have to check my email. Okay, approve. Almost there. All right. And now I am going to still working on the credit card piece. Hold on. almost there. Oh, Zamir. Zamir is facing an issue while creating the account. It looks like you're not human. Are you human, Zamir? What did you try doing? Did you press and hold? Almost there, almost there. Yay! Look at this. This is what I have now. All right. Zamir, is there anything I can help you with? Did you try pressing and holding? Initially, I didn't realize. I just pressed it and held it for a while, and then when I saw that the bar had to fill all the way through, I realized that I had to hold it, really hold it. So try doing that again. Okay, welcome to Azure. Create your first AI agent. Import code from GitHub or choose a template or service to get started. It includes $200 in free credits, and yeah, we can use it for free. Zamir, try press and holding. Just hold it until you see that gray color pass through that entire bar. Okay. All right. So cool that you are creating the Azure account with me. That was fun. All right. Let's now create a resource group. Oh, Mexelkeens has a question. Yes, this session is being recorded. Where are you joining from? I see we've got Daph, Mexelkeens, Vader, Zamir. Very cool. Hello, hello. All right, so we're going to create a resource group. Resource groups are containers that hold related Azure resources. Everything for your streaming backend will go in one group. Go to the Azure portal and click Create a Resource on the top left. Create a resource. Yeah. Okay. Search for a resource group and select it. Resource group. Let me find it, shall I? All right. Oh, hi, Daph. It's been a while. Good to see you back. And Zamir has posted a community question answer about the holding and it's not working. Very interesting. Could you summarize what that's about? Oh no. I'm sorry you have to go through that. Please let me know if there's a way around it. Okay, so resource group. Let's click on resource group and we want to create, okay, hold on. So I need to click on this here. Let me zoom this out a bit. All right, so I click on resource group and then I want to fill in the details. So my subscription, select your subscription. All right. Resource group is streaming backend RG, and then select a region closest to you. I'm okay with East US. Oh, it should be West US if we're in Austin. All right, let's create a resource group. Review and create. Yes. And click create. Okay. I see the error, Zamir. Let me see if I can quickly take a look from my end. Oh wow, you've had to use this person who's created this post says they used an Xbox app. Which browser are you using, Zamir? Which browser? Try a different browser. Okay, upload a screenshot of your resource group. Where's my resource group? Did I miss it? Oh, wait a minute. Wow, this entire portal is so new to me. Hello, Azure. Where is my portal? Home. Maybe dashboard. Oh, did I not create it? Where's my resource group? Okay, there it is. Okay, and I'm gonna copy paste it here. I created a resource group named Streaming Backend RG. In the US East region. Resource groups are used to manage our containers that hold Azure resources. All right. Now let's install Azure Functions core tools. Azure Functions let you develop and test functions locally before deploying to Azure. First, we want to make sure that it is installed. Okay. Let's see. Let me pull up my terminal. Command not found. All right. So let us run everything, all these commands in there. But it's interesting that this open terminal is a redundant instruction in here, isn't it? Let's make a note of it. Okay. So while that's downloading, Zamir, I'd love to know how to resolve that error that you were having. Which browser are you using? DAF, ABD. How are you guys doing today? ABD, where are you joining from? Right, we're still installing Azure Functions here. ABD is joining from one of the Canadian islands. It's really interesting because Mexicans was also joining from Canada. Which part of Canada are you from? Sloth, you're never late. Ooh, Newfoundland. Nice. All right, I see that we've built and we have all the installations ready to go. So we're going to try the function version again. And this time we have a function. All right, now we need to install the Azure CLI. Okay. Not found. So let's run that as well. Okay. I would have liked information on what the Azure CLI is, right? The good thing is you can always click here and know exactly what you can ask anything here. So what is the Azure CLI? Why do I need it? And you get a full answer. Azure CLI is a command line tool that allows you to manage your Azure resources directly from your terminal. It's a way to interact with Azure services using text commands instead of a graphical interface. Nice. Thank you, Ask. All right, and that's done. So now let's check on conversion. Oh, ABD says, I'm sorry I cannot join, as I need to go to bed. I am a second-year computer engineering student, and I have a busy schedule. 6 courses. I have lab in the morning, and I need to pre-lab. I just wanted to ask if there will be any recorded videos on these projects if I want to do later. Absolutely. ABD, this project, every NextWork project has a built-in embedded demo. So you can do this project as you work through the project. You have a video. This session is also recorded. So if you want to do it with me, that's possible too. But I do highly recommend using the demo video because it will be more of a flow, less of the interruptions because of all the interactive nature of this session. Oh, Zamir, you're using Google Chrome. That is surprising. And you tried incognito and that wasn't helpful either. And you tried Chrome, try a different browser. Let's try a different browser and then see if that helps. Can you do that for me, Zamir? I'm so glad you joined, ABD. Sloth was hoping to connect with other university students. So Sloth, maybe ABD is somebody you want to connect with. All right, let me try this now. I'm going to log in. Oh. Okay. I am now prompted to sign into my Azure account. I'm just going to paste it here. Okay. Cool. How did you verify your Azure tools are working? I verified my tools are running by checking the version of my tools. The output showed command not found when, showed the version number. After I had installed the Azure tools. I logged into my Azure by using the command az login in my CLI. Done. ABD might have left, so ABD meet sloth, sloth meet ABD. Okay, so step 1 complete. Yay! Now we are going to build our first Azure function. Zamir, are you with me? I hope I've got company on step 2. Shane, I'm sure you've already finished this project. Vader and Daph. Daph says, I just started on my on-job training student internship program on Monday. Oh, I'm currently waiting for instructions, so might as well join because it's been a while. Yes, it has. Oh, nice. Yay, Azure. Yay, Samir. Samir got it sorted when he used the inspect page. Amazing. Well done. All right, so I hope you catch up soon and we can do step 2 together. Okay, so we're going to build our first Azure function. You'll create your first Azure function, an HTTP endpoint that receives messages just like Twitch or Discord would. This is the foundation of your streaming backend. Whoa. Okay, in this step, I'm creating an Azure function. Specifically, an HTTP endpoint that receives messages like Twitch or Discord would. An HTTP trigger is... Oh, what is an HTTP trigger? So you can always click on this little bubbles and find out what an HTTP trigger is. Something that we always think about with NextWork projects is how much explanation is the right amount of explanation. And when you have an ask feature right here, it is an invitation to ask questions. And so if we don't have all the information in the project, it's also like it allows you to go and ask questions about it and to keep asking. So in this context, an HTTP trigger is a way to activate your Azure function in response to an HTTP request. Essentially, it turns your function into a web endpoint that can be called by web browsers, mobile apps, or other services. So then, if you have a question like, what is a web endpoint, right? So you can ask, what is a web endpoint? And you would have that information too. A web endpoint is essentially a specific addressable location on a server where a web service can be accessed by clients. Think of it as a digital address or a specific URL that your application can send questions to, and in return, it expects to receive a response. Okay. An HTTP trigger is a way of activating function in response to an HTTP request. Okay. And you can always add more as you wish. You've got about 1,000 characters that you can add. And every time you enter answers in your task, when you click on view your work, you can see how that documentation is going to look like. Okay, that is interesting. Note for me to go look into it. Zamir, how are we doing? Are you with me? Okay. Let's take a screenshot of the project files. Take a screenshot of your project files in Cursor. Oh, I think I might have skipped ahead. My bad. Let me go back to the task. Okay. So now we want to create a project folder, and we're going to call it Streaming Backend. Okay, let me open up my desktop, and I'm going to create a folder called Streaming Backend. Okay, and then in there, I want to create a new folder to open it in Cursor. Okay, let's see if I can open it using Cursor, or I can just create open Cursor and then open the folder from there. Is my Cursor window, and I'm going to open a project here. Samir, I'm curious, do you have Cursor already downloaded? Because I feel like that might be useful to have here. Or your preferred editor, fair enough. Open the terminal in Cursor. Okay, let me open the terminal in Cursor. Terminal new. And I want to open. Oh, I'm done with this. I want to run the command to create a new functions project. Okay, func init Python. What if I want to know more about this Python? Ah, did you know you could do that? Click on this little shaky button. Oh, that's the only one that shakes. Look at that. So we can ask about the code. The func init Python command is used to initialize a new Azure Functions project. specifically configured for Python. When you run this command, it sets a basic file structure and creates essential configuration like host.json, local.settings.json, and requirements.txt in your project folder. Very cool. So now that I know, I'm happy to run this command. All right, so let me pull up my cursor now and run this. Okay, now we have a project created. We should see 3 files, 2 JSON files and a text file. Oh, Zamir has a question. After creating resource group, I don't see any subscription. I don't think you need to see any subscription. All right, I'm gonna come back to this. I'm here. Let me mark my location. I think I am, yeah, right before this task, the second task. Okay, so when you set up your account and you've created a resource group, let me get to where you are. So, Zamir, you see this step, the review and create, and you completed that and created a resource group. I think you're all set. Now you just need to go and install Azure Functions and do this piece. There's no other subscription you need to worry about. If you have the Azure account and you've created the resource group, you're all good to go. Cool. All right, so now my project folder should contain these files. Let's take a look. Look at that. It is also beautifully present in that folder. We've got a text file, we've got 2 JSON files, and those were the main things that we were looking for. Nice. Sure, I would be happy to put a screenshot of my beautiful files that were initialized by just one command. Oh, the function init command created a project, the project files I need. Project files I need, including host.json, local.settings.json, and requirements.txt. These files are necessary because they are needed for developing and running my Azure functions. All right. All right, let's create the message endpoint. When we create the message endpoint, create a new HTTP trigger function. Interesting. I'm going to expand this. Func new name message template HTTP trigger auth level. Okay, what does this mean? All right, we do have details about it. This creates a function app.py file, and it breaks down exactly what this means with the func new, meaning it's a new function. It's a command to create a new function. The name is for the kind, like the name of the message. and then we have a template. So it uses the HTTP trigger template, and auth level means that it's anonymous. Great. So let's copy this and add it to our terminal. Zamir, how is it going? All right, so here, the function message was created successfully from the HTTP trigger. Oh, how do we check that now? So documentation, the project says this creates a function underscore app file or updates it with your function. So I know that that Python file was created with the first func_init command. But here we can see now that it has been updated with a new HTTP trigger function. Very, very cool. Okay. So now we're going to use our cursor AI account, and in doing that, we want to give it a prompt. Create an Azure Function app with 3 HTTP endpoints. Post, get, post message, get message, get health. So post message basically receives JSON with content and optional username, stores in an in-memory list. Get messages returns all stored messages as JSON. And get health returns healthy status. Use the Azure Functions SDK with app route decorators. Include proper error handling for invalid JSON and missing fields. Don't include API in the route paths. Azure Functions add that prefix automatically. So Cursor AI is like a buddy or your assistant that you can just, get it to do all the things you don't want it to do. So I'm going to add this and run. A note about how this could have been clearer. Reviewing the current code to understand the structure. Implementing the 3 HTTP endpoints with proper error handling. Okay. Checking for linting errors. No linter errors found. Azure Function app with 3 HTTP endpoints. Great. And it's followed all the instructions. And then it's given us information on how to test the endpoints. Now, the way I've set up Cursor is that it cannot make any changes unless I allow it to. So every time I ask it to do something, it asks me, do you want me to keep it or undo it, or do you want to review it? So I think I am going to accept all changes and keep it. Okay. Zamir says, nothing much. Please record this session and send it to me if possible. Of course, this session is being recorded, but I would love it if you were joining with me Yes, my cursor is light mode. I know. It's like I'm attracting all the bugs, right? Because light. This is why developers like dark mode. All right. Going back to the project. Let's test it locally. So I start the function locally. So let's copy this and go to my cursor and run it here. Like it's all good. Yay. Nice. We have a function, team. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't get too excited just yet. Let's open a new terminal and we can test the post endpoint. Zamir, I see your message. There's an unmute music and it still plays another music. I know, right? Do you want me to turn off the music? It's coming from my end. Let me know. Okay, so I'm going to create a new terminal. Okay. Fuck start. Oh, interesting. Okay. Hold on. Let me turn up the music for you. Where is the music coming from? Okay, no more music. Done. Thanks for the feedback. All right, let's now open a new terminal and test the post endpoint. And I think that's where I got an error. Oh no, I think it's because I'm doing multiple things at once. 1 second, let's go a little slower, shall we? Let me open my cursor. And here I was doing function start, but I already had that function going. So when I open a new terminal, what I should be testing is this. All right. I'd love to know what this command does. Can you please explain this to me? So the curl command is used to send an HTTP post request to your locally running Azure Functions web endpoint, and it breaks down the entire function. Cool. Let's go to cursor and run that. Cool. Yay. Okay, so now we are all set. And we have a success is equal to true. I don't see exactly this, but I think we are good to go. Cool. Let's test the get endpoint. Yep. We have hello from the stream. Nice. So Control C in the first terminal to stop the function. me go back and read the instructions again. So what we did is we were testing this locally. We did a function start. We were running the functions, and so now we see the function URLs listed, and this is running. You will test from a new terminal. Yep, we did that. We opened a new terminal and tested the post endpoint. And we got the JSON response. Great. Now we were testing the get endpoint. And when we test it, you should see the message you just posted, which we did. Press Control C in the first terminal to stop the function. Okay, cool. All right. So we are stopping this function now with the Control C. And it's ended. Okay, cool. Nice. How did you verify your function works locally? I tested my function by sending curl commands. Curl post and curl to, oh, where is it? Curl post to send a message. The response showed that I was able to send and receive messages. This confirms that my function was working. Done. Very cool. Yes, the charge in my laptop seems to be low. Good catch. I'm going to charge it right now. Nice. Okay, step 2 complete. All right, last step. Very cool. Deploy to Azure. So now our function works locally, but that's just your laptop. That's a great point. Let me fix this quickly. That confirms that my function was working locally. All right, so now we want to deploy it to Azure so it's accessible from anywhere in the world and can scale to handle thousands of concurrent users. Okay, in this step, I'm deploying my Azure function, my function, or my HTTP trigger function to Azure so that it is accessible from anywhere in the world. In this step, we're creating a function app. What is a function app? And how is it different from an Azure function? That's a great question. I see a question from Daf and Zamir. Daf says, mute the screen that's being shared if it happens in the future sessions. Actually, Daf, I was very inspired by Krishna, our engineer, who did a build lab yesterday and had music, and it was just so much fun. So I tried to put the music on from my session. But every session is different, every crowd is different, so music is a no-go in the session. Noted. Zamir, are these pieces of code what we're testing? No, those code snippets are useful for us to test if our function is working. And I highly recommend that you use this ask feature. You have the link to the project, right? Let me send it again just in case. Ask all the questions you want. Better than ChatGPT. All right. So what is a function app and how is it different from an Azure function? A function app is the hosting environment in Azure that provides the infrastructure for running your Azure functions. Think of it as a container or logical grouping for one or more individual functions. It handles things like scaling, monitoring, and overall configuration for all the functions it hosts. An Azure function, on the other hand, is a single serverless piece of code that performs a specific task. So right now we've built an HTTP trigger function, which is an Azure function. And now we're going to create a function app, which is going to host and manage the Azure function that we just created. So you create a function app in Azure, and then you deploy your Azure functions to that function app. Okay, cool. So I am deploying my function to Azure function app, right? Okay, so let's create a storage account. Azure functions require a storage account for internal operations. In this Azure portal, click create a company, create a resource, I'm sorry. All right, in the Azure portal, click a create a resource. Okay. All right, let's go back to create a resource. I see create. Oh, no, I don't want to create a resource group. I think I need to go into, okay. Do I create a resource here? I would like more information. So note to self that a little more description on where you can find a create a resource would be useful. Nope, not a dashboard, create resource. Okay. Create a resource and search for storage account. And I think this is the one we want. So let's click on the create and fill in the details. Create storage account. And then we want to say resource group is streaming backend RG. And then the storage name is streaming backend storage, and the region should be the same as our resource groups. So East is correct. We want to click on Cloud Native as the primary workload. I don't see that option, but maybe I'm not looking properly. So after region, my interface looks a little different from what's in the project, which is totally fine. Just something for me to note. Okay, I've created US East. Okay, so for my preferred storage type, I'm going to click on Azure Blob Storage. Okay, and then performance is standard, and redundancy is locally redundant storage. Very cool. Okay, now everything looks right. Okay, so from here on, instance detail, streaming backend storage, US East. Okay, I don't see cloud native. Okay, that's good to note. No cloud native. Just a note for myself. And I'm going to click on review and create. Okay, review and create. And then we want to wait for deployment to complete. All right, so while we're waiting, I see Roy, looks like you will get to lead the board for a bit. I am a bit busy for the project, still in damage control for my client. Just letting you know, I'll see you guys later. Got some meetings to go to. Roy says, I don't know, still working on other tasks. I get it. I get to it in a couple of hours. The hustle is real. Keep up the good work. Maya, I had a question. Slot asks, a lot of roadmaps are cloud and DevOps security. In the future, will you be including paths like ML training model or full stack or other careers in tech? Absolutely. The roadmaps are based on the projects that we have. So if you wanted a cloud engineering roadmap and you wanted guidance on how to use NextWork projects to attain your goals of cloud engineer or AI engineer and things like that, the roadmaps are designed to help anyone who's new to NextWork look through the roadmap and understand what projects would be most beneficial for their goals. So as we include more projects on ML training models and full stack and all the other pieces in tech, we will have more roadmaps. So the first point, starting point is we need more projects on ML training models and full stack. And for that, you know what to do, Slot. You need to go to project requests and put in your requests for projects. We take them so seriously. The Pulumi project is an example. Azure project is the first Azure project we've done. It's only because of a high demand. So tell us what you want to see. We will build the projects. And as we build more projects, we will have roadmaps for you. Great question, Slot. Oh no, validation failed. What? Storage account name is already taken. Okay, that means I already have an account. Did I already create it? Let me check my resource group. Oh, maybe we need unique names. And this one didn't give me a unique name. Why didn't it give me a unique name? It could have just added a number, right? Okay, let's try it again. So I'm going to go to my dashboard and create a resource. I think I want a storage account. And then in the storage account, I want to fill it with the details like streaming backend RG is the resource group. And for storage account name, I'm calling it streaming backend storage. but it also says must be globally unique, lowercase, no hyphens. And now it tells me the error. Okay, so now I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. No hyphens, right? So I'm gonna say 0, NextWork. Oh, who has a name like that? What? Okay. What if I put NextWork? Streaming backend storage. Oh, it has to be between 3 to 24 characters. All right, one worked. Okay, let me make sure everything else is running correctly. We've got Azure subscription 1. We have the region East US, which matches my resource group. Preferred storage type is going to be Azure Blob Storage. Standard performance. And redundancy is locally the lowest cost option. Yes, of course, when we're learning, we just want low cost. All right, so review and create, shall we? Okay. Zamir asks, what is happening in the backend? Can we actually see the logs? The logs of in Azure? Okay. Wait for deployment to complete. Okay, this is where we are reviewing. And just want to check the encryption. Yep, everything looks good. And I will hit create. Zamir says, yes. Can we see logs? Yeah, we should be able to. I'm very new to Azure, never worked on this before, so I'm learning. But on AWS, you can see logs, so I imagine you should be able to see the logs in Azure as well. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Zamir. Are you interested in cloud engineering? And how did you get to know about NextWork? All right, this is the part where I have to upgrade my subscription. Azure functions require a pay-as-you-go subscription. Don't worry, you still only pay for what you use, and Azure functions executions per month. Search for subscriptions in the Azure portal. Ah, Sloth, look at you slaying. PR got approved. Hats off to Sloth. She's doing her internship as a software intern, and she joins every day to the NextWork live events and gets her PRs approved like work. Derek, so good to see you. I have been thinking about you since the beginning of the project. Guess what? Guess what? Guess which project I'm doing? Isn't that wild? Yes, it's an Azure project. The first Azure project at NextWork. So we've been focusing on AWS, and it's really cool that we're doing Azure now. All right, Azure functions require pay-as-you-go subscription. So now we have to upgrade. So let's go to subscriptions. Where would I find that? Search for subscriptions. All right. And select your subscription. Upgrade subscription. Oh no. Love those gifts. Derek comes up with the best gifts, I gotta say. I don't know where he finds it from. Do you have like a favorite list of gifts that's just easy for you to access? Is that how it works? Select your subscription. Yep. And then upgrade. Upgrade from basic to pay as you go. Where do I see the upgrade option? I can cancel. Is it possible that I already have a pay as you go plan? What is it supposed to say? Oh, mine is already pay as you go, perhaps, because it says Azure plan. Interesting. Okay, we're going to assume that we have a pay as you go subscription and see if we hit any blockers. Right, so now I'm going to create the function app. So let's search for functions. Okay. Derek, have you created a Azure function? Is this easy peasy for you? Click and create, select the consumption hosting option. So pay only when your functions run or scales to 0. Okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to click on consumption or flex consumption because the image isn't matching, which is okay. Let me figure it out. I definitely want to do a pay as you go, and I don't need high scalability. Do I need high scalability? I don't think so. I'm gonna go with consumption. Yeah. Oh, no. We went to flex consumption. Okay, let me go back. So if we click on flex consumption, this one, why is it different from consumption? Both of them are pay as you go, but how much you pay initially might vary. Since we're looking at high scalability options, I think maybe that's why we're choosing flex consumption. And that's what this screenshot indicates as well. So let's go with it. Fill in the details. All right. I see Derek's message on still finding Azure new. And I'm so used to AWS that Azure is just like, whoa. The colors is just one of the difference. But it feels like, oh, it's not cloud anymore. I don't know why. It's just my first project. So bear with me as I'm learning. Function app name. All right, I've got a function app name. I want to select my region and then runtime snack. Am I hungry? I don't know. Runtime stack. And everything else looks good. I think a note on the region would also help here. But we all know that we want to keep in the same region. All right, I think it's all good. We are going to review and create. Operating system is Linux. Where do we select that? Maybe in the next. Hold on, Python, we selected Python, then we want to select 3.11. Region, okay, same as your resource group. And then operating system is Linux, but I don't see that here, do I? Okay, and then click on next. Review and create. Hold on. Basics, I'm looking at the storage. Where do I set the storage? Have I already set that? This is my resource group. I have the function app name. Everything else looks good. I'm just going to try one more thing. Totally fine. I want to see if it is not the flex consumption that I want. Aha, this is the one I wanted. Okay. All right, I will make that update on the project. So we want to select consumption, not flex consumption. Okay. So we go back. Let me redo these steps a bit. Function app name should be streaming backend. We want to click on Linux and runtime stack is Python. And then version is 3.11. And region is US East. East US, okay. Looking good. So now I'm going to hit review and create. Ooh. So this might take about 1 to 2 minutes. Derek, I'm so excited for you to do this project and let me know what you think. This is part of a series, and this is the first project in the series. So today we released the first Azure project. And in the first project, we are building the first Azure function. Tomorrow, we are adding AI moderation with Azure and Gemini. And then we are handling streaming events at scale. And then we have we complete it with a CI/CD pipeline where we deploy with Azure DevOps. So today is Tuesday for you, Wednesday for me. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, let me go back. How are we doing? Oh, this is the review. Everything looks good with the review. I'm going to create it. Oh, Zamir, it was so nice having you here. Hope you join next time. We are doing a build lab tomorrow as well, so maybe I'll see you there. Take care. Bye, Samir. Deployment validation failed. All right, why? Because according to the validation procedure, operation cannot be complete without additional quota. Note that you experience multiple scaling operations failing in addition to this one. So I think this has something to do with my subscription. So let's go back to subscriptions. All right, and let's upgrade the subscription. How do I grade my subscription? All right, let me go back to the project again. How do I upgrade my Azure subscription? And then usually it will take me right to the step where it gives that explanation of the steps. So this is a nice little feature. So that's a step I need to go to. And when I want to upgrade the subscription, I should see an option here, but all I see here is cancel. What happens if I hit cancel? No, I don't want to cancel. I want to upgrade. Oh, okay. Let me ask Copilot maybe. How do I? So these are my free services. I'm looking for an option to upgrade. Mm. I think every time we are learning something new, it just takes time to understand the portal a little bit, to understand where to find things. So it's good to be comfortable with discomfort, you know? It's okay to not know everything. I'm so new to Azure, and I am now recognizing that I need to upgrade my subscription, but I can't find it. I cannot find the option to upgrade my subscription. Click on your account in the top right. Okay, no, I don't want my Microsoft account, do I? I want my Azure. I have my settings. I've got, hold on, let me go back to settings and subscription filter. No, I don't see anything, Derek. Don't see a subscription. Switch to another. No. Let's go back to home. I've got, oh, here it is. What? This is so interesting. Okay, I'm just making a note. Something to try out. All right, so I'm going to upgrade. And now I actually have to complete the steps, which I couldn't find initially, so I had skipped. So let's see if this instructions would work for me. It was step 3. And I think it's, yeah, somewhere here. Upgrade subscription. Okay, here we are. So we want select basic and click upgrade to pay as you go. All right, look at that. We are upgrading our subscription. Verifying my account. Upgrading your account. Nice. Okay. So I think now that we've upgraded the account, let's go back to the step where I had left off. And let me redo this part about creating a function app. Now, a function app is basically, it allows me to create, build, deploy, and manage all my functions. So let me create and redo some of the things I had done. And this is good because it's a way of really doing, it's practice, you do the same thing again, you really understand what you're doing. So we've selected an Azure subscription. We're selecting streaming backend, right? And then the runtime, oh, this is our app name. And then we have Linux. And we're selecting Python as our runtime stack. Version is 3.11, and the region is storage. No, not storage. Region is East, US East. Okay. And we are going to review and create, and that might take a couple of minutes. All right, I'm reviewing everything. Looks good. Great. Oh, hello, Harry Brewer. It's good to see you. Nice. Thanks for coming in. We are doing our first Azure project. The template deployment is not valid according to the validation procedure. See inner errors for details. The template deployment Microsoft Web Function App portal is not valid according to the validation procedure. See inner errors for details. Okay. Oh, again, something with the subscription. Operation cannot be completed without additional quota. You will need to request a higher quota limit than the one displayed. I thought we upgraded. All right. Let's do some debugging. Okay, one thing I would like to do before I do anything else. Oh no, I lost the error message. No, I wanted the error message. Okay. All right, I was back at creating a function app. Where is the function app? Okay. And I got nothing here. Okay, might need to do a little bit of debugging. Let's see. I'm learning about Azure by simply watching Maya here. I can't follow along because I don't have a credit card. Yeah, that makes sense. Just started my student internship and I came in to check on what's going on because I'm on standby. Harry Brewer, I gotta tell you, DAV has some really, really cool projects. Some really cool IoT hydroponics projects. So I'm still waiting for a demo on that. Fun fact, Azure makes Microsoft more money than Windows, aka they make more from Linux. Yeah, hydroponics. Okay. All right. What could I be doing that might be causing an error? Do we have a storage account? Let's check. Storage account. I do have a storage account. And everything looks right in terms of how it was created. It is East US. Okay. Now I want function app. Let me just verify again that my subscription is pay as you go. Let's see, upgrade. Looks like you've already upgraded. Okay. So it shouldn't be an error with the subscription. Let's try one more time. So we go to function app. And we click on create. And I think we're going to click on the consumption. Which resource group? It is the streaming backend RG resource group. And function name is streaming backend. Operating system, Linux. Running stack. And I must be really hungry if I want to keep saying snack. 3.11, we want East US. Oh, Harry Brewer, that's so cool. You've taught a hydroponics class because of your sustainable food systems background. That's right. DAF, Harry Brewer, you guys need to connect. That would be epic. So cool. Did you use any IoT devices for that? Was it automated? Okay. I think that's what DAF is doing. An automated irrigation system? DAF, am I right? Very cool. All right, so we're waiting for deployment, but let me just check everything is okay. Roy, good to see you back. Always a joy to see the Pineapple King. All right. Basic authentication for this app is currently disabled. What does that mean? Okay. All right. I think we should be okay. But I'm going to try something. I'm going to take a screenshot of this and send it to my Ask and say, does this look right? And let's see what the Ask says. It says, yes, it aligns with the project. I see you have hosting options, plans, consumption, streaming backend, RG, everything looks good. Okay, all right, I'm gonna create one more time. And then if that doesn't work, I will take a screenshot of the error and debug from there. Right, all right. Let's pull up that error. Let me just take a look at, let's copy the full error. What does this error indicate? That's what I thought. I need to upgrade, but I have upgraded. Ask. I have upgraded. My current limit for dynamic VMs is 0. Your deployment requires 1 dynamic VM. And that means you need an increase in your subscription quota to proceed. I wonder if it takes time? Shouldn't. Let me just investigate if Copilot is useful, because it has access to my Azure account. It should be able to tell me if I am upgraded or not. I think I am. But for whatever reason, I don't see that here. So if I go to home, it says I am upgraded. See? So it is interesting, something for me to look into. I also see that I'm at time, and I'm unfortunately going to have to put a pause on this. Copilot also is not very helpful, but Ask has been quite useful. Let me see if I might be asking a little too much from Ask now, but still worth asking. It looks like I am upgraded, but I'm still running into the error. What could I be missing? No, the lab is pretty easy, Roy. It's actually been pretty fun. The idea of creating a new function, Azure function, understanding what the function app is, all that's great. And I was really looking forward to this final step, but it looks like something with my Azure account setting. I just created the Azure account today, and I also upgraded as the project instructed me to. But I think what Ask is saying is correct. I think this was my guess as well. Sometimes it takes time for the system to recognize that I've upgraded, which is really unfortunate. So let's stay tuned. I'm going to try it again later today. Tomorrow, I will be doing the build lab for the second project in the series. So I definitely want to complete this. And I'm almost at the end anyway. It's the final step. So shouldn't be too bad. It's just an Azure account setting. All good, nothing to worry about. But yeah, I'm really glad that you guys joined. Oh, Roy, you think you know what the issue is? Is it something that you can help me with? Like, is there something that I can do to fix? Let me know if you know, or if it's just a matter of time, which is what my guess is. What else? We've got Daff and Harry Brewer connecting, which is amazing, super exciting. Sean, yes, absolutely. You missed the credit card reveal. So sad. I know. Now we're just not going to see you in Wellington. But maybe we can get that plane of yours back and you can fly down to Wellington. Wouldn't that be epic? Maybe we can update that profile picture with your new plane. Yeah, all right. So Daph says it's been a great demo. It makes me have an interest in Azure. I'll check out these platforms as soon as I get a credit card. Daph, I also think you might be able to use a debit card. So you can buy a gift card, a Visa gift card, and you can add some money into that Visa gift card and then use that as a placeholder for your credit cards. Try it, it might work. All right. I think that's going to be a day. And if you are interested, I would love to see you in 55 minutes for the next event. If you want to bring NextWork to your city, great session to join. I'm really looking forward to telling you a little bit about what NextWork city groups are, tell you a little bit about our leaders, and if you want to bring NextWork to your city, join the session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today and tuning in to the Build Lab. Tomorrow we'll be continuing on with the Azure DevOps series. So stay tuned until next time. Wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. See you soon. Bye.